Welcome back, everybody. Today I want to talk about Neopets in 2023 and how it relates to the TCG market because it actually does. Neopets is one of those games, if you have not seen me talk about it, if you've not seen this website, that I've been playing for over 20 years. I know I took some breaks here and there, but this website was perfect for me because it taught me about real world economy. What will actually happen if you just let a bunch of people run wild out there in the world and do whatever they want, price things however they want? I will tell you, I learned about people scamming from this website because they will attempt to do everything possible to take those Neo points away from you. That is not even a joke at all. There's people that have hacked the website, people that have put cookie grabbers on their Neopets shops, on their pet pages. It is crazy what you can learn on here. And I think anybody that was there from, I would say, the beginning or the middle of when Neopets first started, you learned a lot of things. And of course, it relates to TCGs because you're able to see what happens when people get cards that are really rare and they don't become rare anymore. So what you see on the screen is the seasonal attack P. It is one of my favorite items in the game, and I've been able to purchase this item over the time period that I played. Now, what I will say about this item is it looks so cool. Check it out. I'm gonna get you a bigger picture. This P right here, it's an actual P, and it's wearing a Christmas hat. Give the flavor text here. Give your opponent a little seasonal cheer as you pound them into oblivion. Now, what that is actually saying is this is a battle weapon. You put it on your Neopets. So Neopets, you can train your pets. You can customize your pets. You can paint them, give them all different kind of looking skins. You go shopping with them. You can play games with them. And this item came out on December 9th, 2022, and you could only obtain it from one place. This place was right here. This place is called Smuggler's Cove. Every now and then, when an item drops for Smuggler's Cove, there is a limited quantity of them. There's like, I've heard people say 120, people say 150. Whatever the case, it was limited in quantity, and that was it. So since this came out and December 9th, 2002, it basically stopped. All the amount of the seasonal attack P has already been released out there. And because of that, this item is probably arguably one of the best items that you can have as a weapon in the actual game. Even as far back as 2002, power creep didn't happen on all this. This is the second highest damage dealer pound for pound that you will find. It's not the best because there's something about different icons. I'm trying to describe this in a way that people that don't play Neopets can understand. Let's just say it does 28 icons of damage, but you have other items out there that can defend against different icons. So because of that, when you go against a computer, it's pretty awesome. When you go against a player, they could be defended against. But no matter the case, whatever is going on here, you can see what Neopets is doing. They are making it available. There is 9 currently up for sale on the auctions, and you can see the amount of zeros. I really wish they would add commas to these because it gets really hard. Like, I always have to go like this. So right here, the current bid on this seasonal attack P is 100 million. And that is definitely really low because in the past, the thing's been 350 million. I saw someone say it's a billion back then for this. But no matter what, you can see what's going on. That is because we are in Advent calendar season. What Advent calendar is like throughout the world. Some people have this Advent calendar event. Items are given away. It happens on Neopets. And right here, they would normally give us some kind of seasonal video, music, or image, and you would just go here and click collect your prize. I already did it for the day. You also have a Neopet that comes out from the left or the right side, and you would click it. Once you click that, there is a random chance this year to end up with the seasonal attack P. That's where these are coming from. So they took an item that was limited in quantity and really good inside of the battle arena. And what they did was they just popped it out that people can have it, and it'll be available all throughout the month. So the price on this thing is going to keep on dropping because it's going to be more and more available. Though there are going to be people that try to buy it up. So unfortunately, because of all this, you could say anything that is in Smuggler's Cove because there's many other items. I've talked about that attack P. I've talked about that super attack P. There's so many other items that come from this place that are now up for grabs. If they're willing to give out in a seasonal attack P, then that means everything else is up for grab. And that's just not it either. Not at all, because they introduced this thing called daily and weekly quests. As you can see here with daily quests, you have a bunch of tasks to do, and it gives you items or Neo points, and they're really easy to do. At the end of the week, if you complete all 7 of them, it's not at actually the end of the week. If you just do 7 in a row, you end up with a prize. If you take a look here, my prize for the next 7 days, if I were to complete it, would be the stealth paintbrush. You take a look at this stealth paintbrush, the price history. It was about 15 million back in August and October, and then it started dropping down, and that is because of the introduction of these weekly prizes. Because now that they have that, people don't need to actually pay for it. The high prices that there's more availability, which means supply has gone up. Demand probably goes down a little bit. People are willing to pay for this, but at the same time, some people wanted it because of the rarity, because of the cool look of the paintbrush, because you could pay one of your pets a stealth color. So this is what stance that Neopets is taking. They are saying any high-end item, we will freaking make it available to people. We will decrease the price of it. And I know there's going to be some people out there that says that's a good thing. I'm going to talk about why that's not a good thing. It's going to hurt a lot of people. And you just stick with me on that. I know people are a little upset about this whole topic. There is this place called the Alien Aisha vending machine. And what you do is you get these tokens in here and you press this continue button and you punch a bunch of buttons. You're acting like you're pushing the buttons on this machine, and whatever quantity that you want to do, you pull like 3 levers, you can pull 1 lever. But randomly what you're going to get is a paintbrush. And that is why paintbrushes were really expensive, because you could only get them from random events, you could get them from vending machines, you could possibly get them from maps. But no matter what was going on here, they were still hard to get. Now, with this machine and these little tokens that we got here, they're called Nerkmids. With these Nerkmids, what do you think the price is going to happen with the Nerkmids? Because now you have these weekly quests, the Nerkmids are going to go down. It was very interesting to me to see them do this with the paintbrushes, because there is this thing on Neopets, and if you look at the bottom of my screen, you're going to see the Super Shop Wizard feature game dailies bankroll. This is a premium purchase that you have to do. You have to pay monthly for it. It's called Neopets Premium. And one of the nice things about Neopets Premium is if you go into the Battle Dome and you actually go and battle, let me see, where is it? Right here. So I could go battle with my Neopet right here. One of the perks of Premium is you can fight in the Cosmic Dome. Inside of the Cosmic Dome, guess what drops out of there? These tokens that is only available to people with Premium. So it's amazing to me that they actually went this route, because in the end, they're going to be hurting the people that actually pay for Premium. That some people I know actually pay for Premium for this perk, to get these Nerkmids because they want to gamble with these tokens and try to get paintbrushes because they're worth some money. And this is one of the things I'm like, I wonder if they truly understand if there's other perks to Premium, but that's just one part of it, okay? The next thing I will point out here, what they're doing, if anybody's been playing Neopets, haven't touched it in a while, there's this thing called Illusion's Glade. There's another one for a Dark Fairy one as well, Judora. And this one is really neat because you have to get there. She gives you're in a quest line. She wants items from you. And as you go deeper and deeper in the quest line, the quests get harder and harder with the items that you have to provide her. If you make it to level 50, you win this. This right here. You see this right here? This thing is called Illusion Staff. And you're going to be curious as to why I'm actually holding two of them. The reason why I'm holding two of them is because they gave it away during this Fairy Festival event. So think about this. You're a person that did these 50 quests in a row. This thing was worth 100 something million. And then all of a sudden, Neopets is like, you know what? It's too expensive for people. Let's just not have them do it at all. What we're gonna have people do, and this is not even a joke. During this event right here that you're staring at, how I got two of them, you had to turn in junk items. The whole idea of that event was basically turn in junk items that is clogging, well, I don't know if they actually say that, is clogging up their servers. You get points and you can get some amazing prizes. So where you had to go through 50 quests of this, and by the way, the quest actually has a time limit. You got 15 minutes to do it. So if that item is rare and you're trying to trade for that item, you might not be able to get it in time and you lose. You have to start back at level 1, which really sucks, which means you might have lost millions upon millions of Neo points trying to get there. To the point where you just have to turn in garbage and now you have two of these staffs. That's what happens. That's not even a joke. I am not joking at all. That is craziness, if you want to say that. They also had another event called the Lost Fragments here. And down below, and I didn't even use all my points yet, you can see some of the prizes down here. Oh, you get a fairy paintbrush. You get a shield from a place that costs millions of Neo points to actually buy. And here's another paintbrush. So you can see what's happening here. A lot of Neopets now is people being a little upset that some of the items out there in the world of Neopets, of Neopia, is hard to pick up. And I definitely can see why people say that. I will also say there is this whole thing about like infinite Neo points out there that people are cashing in on, and that's through the banking system with interest. I just as I talk about this, I just love the fact that I can use Neopets as some sort of gateway to freaking real world. Because if you heard me just say that, out there in the real world, you could get basically 4 to 5% on your money just sitting in the bank. Right? There are savings account, there's checking accounts right now where you can actually have that happen. You can buy CDs at over 5% at this point. And thinking about what I just said in Neopets, there is a banking system and there is interest rates here. And that's how some of these people are doing it. Because you can have 2.1 something billion Neo points in your actual account. And that generates yearly 12.5%. That's a lot of where this is coming from. I mean, realistically, if you're out there, Neopets, you know how you fix this? You cap it. You just freaking cap it. I don't understand. You could have this go all the way to 12.5%, but just cap the interest rate to 100,000 a day. That's the easiest thing you could do. But maybe that's just me, and people don't understand that. What you should do is make all the interest rates 12.5 across the board and cap the max that you get per day is at 100,000. Boom, done. That's easy. Really, what they need to do here is, you know what? They need to go and just take their items. Anything that is, I would say, usable, and make sure that is low in price. So let's see. Sag Code Stone. Let me just show this to you. This item right here is what you need to actually train your pet. And because of the upcoming war, there's going to be or at least a battle scenario that's going to be a plot that's going to be happening next year. People have been jacking up these prices. So if you understand my point here is there is a need for high-end items in this game. The reason for that is people want to collect things. That's why people keep playing, because They want to save up. They want to play games to actually get the points, resell items to actually get the points to get that item that they have always wanted. And they have a gallery on here on Neopets where you could show off your favorite items and just be like, look at the fruits of my hard work. I spent 3 years to get this attack P, and look how cool it actually is. In an instant, what Neopets is actually doing is destroying the high-end economy. And the reason why they're doing that is because of all the complaints. Because they think that giving people everything that they possibly could want really cheaply is the solution to all that, when there's actual common sense things you can do, right? Like I said, limit the amount of interest you can make. If you want to target an item, target items that are consumable, right? That attack P is not consumable. You can use it over and over again. Where this little training code stone over here, that thing, once you use it, gone. And even then, when you think about the Battle Dome, your weapon is unchanging. It is the same thing. The one thing that does change about it is if your pet gets stronger, because you're going to do more damage with your pet that's stronger, right? So I think the focus should be on things that can actually be used up. That way, people can get rid of their Neo points and actually save up for things that are more constant. So that is basically what I wanted to talk about Neopets, but why I wanted to, oh, actually one more thing. What I want to tell you this, there is so many scams on Neopets that you can see this is a seasonal attack P plushie. People are trying to, because like I showed you this auction for the seasonal attack P, people are trying to sell the plushie in here at, let's say, the 100 million mark to see if anybody would bite, somehow get it. I mean, you can see the pricing on it. The price was $13.50. That's easy enough, right? Like, you might as well just buy that and see if someone will pay you 100 million Neo points for it. Things have happened on Neopets all the time. People price things incorrectly. People try to use these word advantages on it. Some people hope that they'll accept a trade by a misclick. It's happened. I've seen it everywhere. That's why I say I've learned a lot from Neopets. It was quite the experience in how coding works, how psychology works, how the economy works. It's so freaking amazing. And in that way, they taught me one last thing about a real world TCG market. Because I want to tell you here, about thinking about the TCG, what we got going on is there's a lot of people that say, you know what, cards should be readily available because they're game pieces. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so, especially when it comes to a collectible card game. We're talking about Uno. Yeah, you should have the correct amount of cards in there. If you're talking about playing blackjack, yeah, you want to have that correct amount of cards. You shouldn't be charging more money to buy that ace. It should be the same across the board. But when it comes to collectible card games, right, we know that there are collectible versions of cards. We know that there are just basic versions of the cards so you can actually play the game. It makes sense that way. That's what makes it collectible. What happens when the card company that is producing it prints too much of this stuff? Well, as you can see with Crown Zenith, that means a lot of them go on sale around the holiday time because you're going to see Pikachu VMAX Special Collection boxes go up for sale. You're seeing ETBs going up for sale. Heck, I don't know why they don't freaking do the Pokemon Center Elite Trainer box again at this point, because apparently you have enough of these packs everywhere. You have all these tins and all this other stuff happening, and because of that, right, the cards suffer because people are going to open them, people are going to attempt to sell them, and they're just not worth very much at all. Just take a look. This is sorted from high to low, price high to low. And we get to the point here where it's just like, yeah, not so good. I will say right away that I'm one of those people that are in between. I want to see cards that are high price, but not too high. I don't want them too low because if it's too low, people are not as interested. So, I mean, some people might be happy for this Darkrai over there, but would they be more happy if the Darkrai was $20 versus $14.75? If it was at $7, how would that make you feel if you're one of those people holding that Darkrai? Does it make you more interested or less interested? And I know there's people out there that says it doesn't matter to me because it's just a card, but I will tell you there's other people out there in the world that will not actually agree with you, or they're just lying to themselves, right? So that's what's happening there. With this one from Weiss Schwarz, Bang Dream Girls Band Party Premium Booster Box. What did they do here, Bushiroad? What did you do? What you did was you made this box right here basically have the same version of the card in every box. There were some differences when it came to which of the cards that you would get that would have these stamp foils on there, but in general, you would get the same cards. So you didn't really have to buy this booster box at all. You didn't have to buy multiple versions of it. You probably just had to buy one, and then you could just buy singles. And you can see what actually happened to the price here, which is sad because you see this is out for more than 1 year, and on TCGPLAYER it says 21.90, and now it's all the way down here at 18.92. And I will tell you, this booster box right here was worth way more than that, and painfully so for anybody that knows what the price actually was or is still actually holding on to it currently. What about Magic the Gathering? What happens when you take a card like Force of Will and decide you're going to print it many, many, many times? Many times, right? Like, so taking a card that's very special, this is not even just one of them, this is one example, but I do love Force of Will, very awesome card. And the only thing I can think of in my mind is Amateur. Those amateurs that think they know what they're doing with the market, and you can see it over here at 144.64, currently sitting at. So I would just say, this is my point to all this, is it's really cool to actually have a game that you can invest yourself in, and that's going to be time. You're going to be playing the game. You're going to be working to afford to buy the game, and then to actually and collect if you like this stuff, right? If you like Magic the Gathering, if you like Weiss Schwarz, if you like Pokemon, it's really great to collect. But what happens is if everything is really easy to collect, your interest in it dies. It's just what happens. It's why you have lottery winners basically lose all their money. There's other reasons. There's a bunch of different reasons, but a lot of it is the happiness, right? Just because you can get the items that you always thought you wanted, it doesn't make you happy. What makes you happy is actually going out to eat with your family, spending time with your loved ones. That's what's going to make you happy. I say that because my niece and my wife will be home in about 15 minutes, and they're going to be taking me out to go eat some wings. So that's what's really important in life. But the other thing is having goals in life. And I asked ChatGPT right before this, so I'm going to move my head for just a second, and I'm just going to move here to the right. Does owning everything lead to happiness or boredom? Okay? Does that lead to happiness or boredom? And what this says over here is the question of whether owning everything leads to happiness or boredom is subjective and can vary greatly from person to person. Some people might find happiness in the abundance and variety that comes with owning everything. They might enjoy the freedom to do, use, or experience anything they want at any time. On the other hand, some people might find that owning everything leads to boredom. This could be because when you have everything, there's no longer anything to strive for or to look forward to obtaining. The thrill of the chase or the satisfaction of earning something through hard work is lost. Get it? Moreover, it's more important to note that happiness is often found in experience, relationships, and personal growth, rather than material possessions. Many studies suggest that beyond a certain point, more possessions do not necessarily lead to more happiness. In conclusion, while owning everything might bring temporary joy or satisfaction, it does not guarantee long-term happiness. and could potentially lead to boredom for some individuals. It's often the intangible things in life like love, friendship, and personal achievement that bring us the most joy. That is some crazy crap because I didn't read those last two paragraphs when I did this, and I just said that like a minute ago. So sorry if that sounded like I repeated what ChatGPT said a little earlier, but I say that because if anybody's ever watched my videos, you know I say things like that all the time. And I wholeheartedly agree. I mean, if you don't believe me, listen to your AI overlord, which will be coming in 3 years. So sorry, that's funny to me, because it's true. It's absolutely true. Anyways, going back here, so Neopets, I get the idea of actually making stuff available to people. But the reason why I played for over 20 plus years is this whole goal in my mind. It's cool to see the economy, to buy items and resell it, to train Neopets. There are goals here that you want to actually have and obtain. It's what keeps people coming back. But the second you start doing this kind of stuff, that means those goals are wiped away. And similarly, with the TCG world, same thing. You could make things easily available, and some people are going to be totally happy that you do. That they could buy a master set of a current set for like $400. When it comes to Weiss Schwarz, you could buy like a deck for $30. When it comes to Magic the Gathering, that they could buy every copy of this Force of Will and not break the bank. But at the same time, that's what makes collecting amazing. The ability to work really hard for something and obtain it in the end. It makes you treasure it more. It makes you want to show off it. And I know when people think about other people showing it off, sometimes there's some jealousy and things like that. And I totally understand that. I understand what it is, right? Not rich at all, and I didn't grow up rich. I just wanted to have a fun life, and I'm thankful. This is Thanksgiving, a little bit after Thanksgiving. I'm thankful for everything that I would say my family and friends have done for me. The people that watch these videos, I thank you so much for always supporting me. It does mean a lot to me. I hope you understand that. I kind of feel like uh, I'm getting all emotional here, but it's actually true. I really appreciate all of you and everything that you always do for me, all those people that have supported me throughout this time, and anybody that needs to talk, have questions, or anything like that. Here is my contact information. And that film strip is loading, so I'm going to hide that for a second. But if you ever need me, especially during this holiday time, I mean, I'm just a dude, but at the same time, I willing to talk to anybody or answer any sort of questions about almost anything. So feel free to reach out. I have a mailing address. You can find me on Twitter or X. You can uh, always write down below in my email. I mean, not email, this video, the video that you're watching. Again, the last two down here, forget about it. It's not what I want to talk about in this video here, right? But feel free. I know that holidays time can be very hard for some people. This video is going in a different direction than I thought it was going to end, but here we are. Um, Holiday times are definitely hard for some people, and what I'm trying to point out here is uh, collecting great. Yeah, I hope you understand what everything I was saying, but very, very important this last two paragraphs down here. Make sure that you're just living life to the fullest, right? I just not just came back, but I came back from Japan in September. And after doing that, it made me go, you know what? I just want to experience more things in life. I want to travel more. And I can honestly answer or attest to what this is, the last two paragraphs are actually saying here. So make sure you go out there and let me just make myself bigger here because I don't ever do that. As always, have fun, be happy, and don't spend anything outside your budget. Have a good one, everybody.